This is the Riviera 58 Sports Motor Yacht, and we're getting ready to take her into the ocean for her performance runs. For Boat Test, I'm Captain Greg.
Ahoy hoy, I'm Captain Boomies, and this is my first boat test.
Let's take her out and see what she's got.
Woohoo, let's go! Oh, testing boats is great. This is nice. You can really see a lot from up here. Thank you. Am I clear?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's happy. Look at this. Ready? Oh, there it is. In gear, out of gear. Beautifully done. Yeah, this thruster is amazing. Look at her side to side, no problem. Let's do a lovely rotation. I feel like a ballerina in this fabulous boat.
Captain Boomies, nice job taking us off the dock. Why don't you tell me a little bit what it was like for you?
It was shockingly easy. This has the Volvo IPS system, which means that you can joystick your way around. So even though that was a little bit of a tight squeeze, she stayed where I wanted her to be.
Tell us a little bit about our cruise down the Intracoastal.
We're doing 6 knots right now in just idle forward. Sticks are 1 click ahead. And we're doing 600 RPM on each engine. I really like the visibility up here. I feel like these windows are the right size to be able to see everything. And it's unusual that this helm is on the port side, but it really makes it easy to see that whole starboard side without anything in the way.
Yeah, I agree. You know, there's a little bit of a debate on port and starboard, which side you do. And with this port helm here, I was worried about the same thing, but the amount of visibility that we have, especially with the wraparound windshield, you can see almost all the way back to 90 degrees abaft. Really, really clear visibility.
Captain Greg, I'm gonna go grab a water. Would you mind taking the helm?
I'd be happy to.
All right, all yours. Ooh, you've adjusted your seat. I want to do that.
Yeah, I like to be up high, just at the right level where my feet can, touch the foot holder below. It's a really nice wood foot holder with a little bit of non-skid on it. I've switched on to autopilot. Something about the IPSs, at least for me, is I find that they swim just a tiny bit at low speed. You've got the Garmin control right at the left side of the seat, which makes it really easy to control your heading. 1 click at a time, 1 degree here, 10 degrees, whatever you need to do. So we got the 3 19-inch Garmin screens, which gives great visibility. On the far left one, I'm running a chart with a radar overlay. I always run with the radar on. Not only does the coal regs require it, but I also like to know everything that's around me, using every available piece of information to make sure I'm operating the boat safely. In the middle Garmin, I've got all of the information related to our engines. I like to look at temperature, both oil temperature as well as gearbox temperature. It's nice to have a visibility on what the volts are on both the engines, and of course RPM. There are some shallow parts in the Intracoastal, so I always like to run with a depth sounder on. Taking a look down below, what I've got just to the right side of the helm on the Volvo Pinto controller is the camera that shows the engine room. Now, I'll run with this all the time, but particularly when I'm out cruising and running long distances, I want to see if there's anything going on that looks unusual in the engine room. I've got my Humphrey stabilizers. I've got my anchor control that includes a chain counter. I've got control for my bow thrusters. Next to the C-zone, I've got control for my own zone of the HVAC, the Dometic, and I've got my Fusion radio.
Beautiful.
Hillsborough Inlet Bridge. This is the Motor Yacht Girl, Frankie, looking for your next opening.
We're about to head under this bridge. Do you happen to know what our air draft is?
Yeah, it's 23 feet to the top of the mast, just a little bit taller with the antennas up.
I'm having a little too much fun playing with the seat adjustments over here, but I'm also really enjoying the material that it's made out of. This is nice. I like being the co-pilot in this. Ooh. And hello. That's lovely.
So we're waiting on the Hillsborough Inlet Bridge. We've got about 5 minutes, so we can go to the IPS system and touch of a button, put ourselves in hover mode.
I feel the hover. Oh, we are stopped. That's a good one. Ah, I like it.
On test day, winds were 12 to 14 knots out of the east-northeast, and we were running just off Hillsborough Inlet in southern Florida. The temperature was 77 degrees, and seas were generally 3 to 4 feet. Here are the key specifications of the Riviera 58 Sports Motor Yacht. She is 64 feet 8 inches overall with a beam of 18 feet 7 inches. Her draft is 5 feet 7 inches. Her dry displacement is 80,469 pounds with a full weight of just over 90,000 pounds. Our test weight was 85,570 pounds. Her fuel capacity is 1,189 US gallons, and her freshwater capacity is 211 US gallons. Our test model was powered by twin Volvo Penta D13 IPS 1350s, each generating 1,000 horsepower. This yields a total horsepower of 2,000. Here are the Riviera 58 SMY's performance numbers averaged over 4 runs. Okay, Captain Boomies, you ready to start our performance tests?
Very much so.
Excellent. Let's start with the performance runs. Let's take it up to 1,000 RPMs.
Taking it up. This is exciting.
2,000.
To 2,000.
Of note, the boat got on plane just below 2,000 RPM at 21 knots. However, this was almost imperceptible as the boat's transition from displacement to planing mode was so smooth. Best cruise is at 2,000 RPM, which yields a cruise speed of 22.4 knots while burning 73 gallons per hour. Let's go wide open throttle.
This is wide open.
The maximum speed of the 58 Sports Motor Yacht averaged 31.1 knots or 35.8 miles per hour.
I think this is the coolest part of the test. This is time to plane.
It's bury the throttles.
Like full.
Full.
You want me to fully take these 2 throttles
And bury them.
all the way down.
Yep. Get set. Go. The time from 0 knots to specific speeds averaged over 3 time runs was 0 to 10 knots, 10.7 seconds, 0 to 20 knots, 17.3 seconds, 0 to planing speed, which averaged 21 knots, 18.7 seconds.
That's plane. Yeah. Oh, testing boats is great.
0 to 30 knots, 45.7 seconds, and 0 to max speed, which averaged 31.1 knots, 55.1 seconds. So a few things I noticed about the Riviera is how quiet it is up here in this enclosed fly bridge. It was really hard to tell whether we were running at idle or at wide open throttle, and the decibel numbers prove that out. The second thing I noticed is it's indistinguishable when this boat hops on a plane. The design of the Riviera is one that wants to run fairly flat, and as we were going up through the speed curve, it was really hard to tell when it popped on plane. There was no bow drop like you typically see. You could just feel that little extra speed burst when it actually popped up. The third thing I noticed is just how well this boat handles the sea. I mean, we got some extra slop out here as the afternoon has gone on. We're up to probably close to 3 to 4 footers. We were running through our wake, which were even bigger seas. And with the Humphrey stabilizers and fins, this boat handled it magnificently.
I agree. I kept tripping over Sport Motor Yacht all day today, but to describe this boat, you really do need all of those words. It's not just sport, it's not just a yacht, it really accomplishes all those things.
Captain Boomies, what are you doing out there?
Absolutely nothing.
That's a nice thing. Everything can be done from up here in the fly bridge.
Let's drop this anchor.
Down goes the anchor with a single push of a button.
This lovely lady comes with a 60-pound Ultra anchor, this windlass setup, and 200 feet of chain standard, but you can get an additional 100 feet of chain as an option. She's got all of this beautiful stainless up on the bow, including these chocks that lead beautifully back to these 2 bow cleats. This windlass is plenty powerful, and while you can control it from the helm station directly, you can also control it using this remote here. So let's pay out a little bit more because it's fun. There's a freshwater washdown in here, and there's also a saltwater washdown. Ooh, I like that there's a ram on that. So we're using the joystick to operate the IPS and back into the slip. Being down here at the wing station, I can see so much better where I'm backing up to, especially because it's got the extra long swim platform, so I want to make sure I don't hit anything from behind. And look at me, I can talk and dock this boat. Today was an amazing and gorgeous day, and we did everything that I love about boat test videos. That was so cool.
It was a fun day, and that performance review shows the capabilities as a blue water cruiser, as a performance fishing yacht, and as an entertaining platform.
You're gonna wanna check out our features video and ooh, all the tasty details.
Well, Captain Boomies, I'd like to toast to your first boat test review.
Cheers.
For Boat Test, I'm Captain Greg.
I'm Captain Boomies.
Life is better on a boat.
Cheers.